Hey, what's up? My name is Jay Gordon. I work for Microsoft. If you have any Azure questions, ask them. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about dresses. That's right. Obviously, I am not wearing one at the moment because I don't wear dresses. I am not a fashion icon. I don't know jack shit about what looks good because I dress like this. And that's cool. But I want to tell you a story. And that's really why I came here today. Not a lot of stats and statistics. What I've got is a story because I started this podcast about a year ago. And my goal was to start telling stories about people who work in operations and systems and DevOps and kind of capture, because storytelling is so important. It's elemental to this whole DevOps thing. So my podcast, On Call Nightmares, has 3 rules. Don't incriminate yourself. Do not incriminate others because we're blameless, and help us learn because it's a retrospective. DevOps is about retrospectives, and storytelling is kind of a look back, a retrospective. So I used to work at BuzzFeed years ago, and on 26th of February back in 15, I was at the data center. I was racking and stacking. We had all these ridiculous MongoDB clusters that I was in charge of. It was not the best thing, but it was work. And then suddenly some llamas happened. So in Arizona, llamas decided to go loose out in the streets. And so what do we do at BuzzFeed at that time is it's time to put out some traffic about llamas. So we create some posts, and we got Beyonce and Jay, they're out on the streets and they're like, let's go free. We're gonna get all the free llamas food. And I don't know what llamas eat, but it was probably great while they're on the run. So this creates, for us in the world of operations, when web traffic increases, alerts explode, and me and my friends, we in the ops team, we spend the next few minutes figuring out why we have this really terrible thundering herd. And it wasn't just because there was llamas in the street. It was just because we noticed the database really was hot as hell. We had technical debt, I'm gonna be honest. And we just had all this technical debt that we couldn't catch up with because we really were working inefficiently as an organization. So a couple hours later, I'll go back to the story. Around 8:30, my pager goes off again. I'm out of the shower, had dinner, hanging out with my pugs, Charlie, rest in peace, and Rico, and we're sitting on the couch, and my wife asked me, is this about a dress? And I go, what dress? And then Nagios does enough to tell me what dress exactly I was learning about. But as you can see, I was lucky enough to keep some of the things, and you can see our web servers looked like absolute shit. We were not loading things. And what was going on is, if you didn't know what this dress was, there was a phenomena that no one could really decide if it was blue and black or actually blue, black, or white and gold. And this created about 670,000 active users. And how does it happen? Someone that has nothing to do with technology whatsoever in the organization, a woman named Kate Holderness, decided to help answer a question. It was very simple. But that's how traffic and interesting things can happen. And once again, alerts explode and things go to hell. And I am, of course, sitting on my couch with pugs behind me, trying to figure out what was going on. And we release something about the fact that there's llamas and now there's a dress, and PagerDuty's telling me a story, and it's like, dude, your shit's broken. And I'm sitting down and I'm like, oh God, how do I get through this? And so we spend a whole lot of time, we do some re-architecting of our application, and we start to realize that the portion that we were trying to fix was literally having to throw servers into the internet. This was a GIF that showed how much traffic we were getting. Sorry, it doesn't work, but that's PDF for you. So actual quotes, this is Chris Tyndall. He was one of the people. Because he was getting this image. And this is the image that happened when BuzzFeed, which was a Perl application, went offline. We got this danger girl, and Ben Smith, who's the editor of the news department, says, we can't even post about this. Now, here's the reason why all this shit happened. Is we assumed capacity far too long ago. We made a decision that we were going to spin up a bunch of servers and put up a couple of memcache machines to handle cache, and we weren't going to trust the services that AWS at the time had for us. And we just assumed that close rack was enough for the dress. Our voting app, which had auto-scaling, worked like a charm. But the main web app that held everything for the the front end and the back end, the CMS, was just not good. So this is the lesson that I learned. Always be ready to restock and reassess when this season's hot style is unexpectedly in demand. That's a dress, That's your app. That's anything. So listen to On-Call Nightmares and come tell me your stories, because you're all pretty awesome. Thank you very much.